Welcome to the Journey to Happy podcast, a podcast dedicated to women who do too much, who think too much, who worry too much, who prioritize everyone too much, who neglects herself too much. This is a place for you to hang out. We get you. I know exactly who you are. That used to be me. There is another way of going about life, and that is what I've dedicated this podcast to, teaching you a way in which you can be incredibly caring and compassionate and helpful, but without sacrificing your own well-being. My name is Olga. I am a former therapist, a life coach, a coffee lover, a wife, blissfully a mother, and I am your host. I'm excited that you found this podcast, and I cannot wait to see you inside. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Journey to Happy podcast. I am excited to be here with you, and today we're going to be tuning into talk about anxiety, and most importantly, talk about some of the daily habits that you can begin to do today to manage your anxiety better. And I do say managing the anxiety because, as you know, anxiety is a part of being human. We're supposed to have it. It's the flight or fight response that keeps us safe. The problem is that we keep generating scenes in our mind that do not exist, that make us freak out, just as if we were in danger, even though we're not. And so the mind doesn't have the capacity to recognize you actually being in an unsafe place, or you thinking there might be a fire, and then just freaking out. To your brain, both scenarios highlight unsafety, and so it panics. Normally, that's what it does. Now, I've probably mentioned this before. I am somebody who has a definitely natural tendency to be anxious and to think too much and to worry too much. And I know what it's like to have heavy anxiety at times in my life where I wasn't sure it was ever going to change, and I honestly would have done anything to get rid of it. I read all the self-help books. I went to the pharmacy and bought all the possible vitamins that said it would lower anxiety. I was desperate to get rid of my anxiety until I finally realized anxiety was probably going to be with me the rest of my life. And what I was doing at the time was I was putting band-aids on my anxious moments when they came up. So on a moment of anxiety, that's when I would think of taking my vitamins. That's when I would think of meditating or reading a book, things that were helpful on a regular basis, but I only did it as a way of stopping the fire. I didn't do them on a regular basis. Now, somewhere in my mid-20s, I became wise, and I realized, since anxiety is going to be with me for a very long time, what are some of the things that I can do on a regular basis that will help me, not just in the moments of chaos and panic, but on an ongoing basis? Because let's face it, my nature is to be anxious. So I can bet that there's going to be more times of anxiety. I'm going to walk you through what I do. Okay. That might not speak to you. There's only one way in which you can find out if what I do is helpful to you, and that's by trying it. But it is entirely up to you. I will like to say I am not necessarily wearing my therapeutic hat as I speak. I am sincerely speaking from a place of experience, and I'm sharing with you what I do today. It took me years to build some of these routines in my life. But now that I understand the impact that those routines have in my life, there is no way that I would consciously give up on doing these things. They have become essential to my well-being, to my mental health. And I would like to say that finally, it took me a long time, even as a mental health professional, it took me a very long time to personally understand that my mental health was as important as my physical health. And just like my physical health, it needed ongoing practice to keep it healthy. So I'm going to walk you through what works for me. What works for me first and foremost is a balanced diet for my body. I noticed a long time ago the correlation in my body of food and my mood. If I eat gluten, I promise you I'm going to have anxiety probably for 2 weeks. I've got that clear as crystal. I am highly intolerant to gluten. Recently, a client of mine told me she noticed it was chocolate for her. If she ate chocolate, she became very impatient. And she would do a lot more overthinking. I just love when people can tune into their bodies enough to notice what food does, what certain foods do to their bodies. So that is a non-negotiable for me. I need superfoods that everybody's saying, oh, these are the superfoods, let's eat them. Like, for example, quinoa kills me literally, like makes me have so much stomach pain that I've actually driven myself to the hospital twice, not knowing I had, like, it was a reaction to quinoa, thinking that something was terribly wrong with me. So not all superfoods are made for everybody. And each of us may have our own, unique health issues and digestive issues. So it's so important that you tune into your own body. But I will like to raise that awareness that food has an impact definitely in your mood. Also, a lack of food. I have a client who has extreme anxiety, and she would tell me she doesn't eat much because she's not hungry, because she's anxious. And I'm like, oh, you see what's happening here is a catch-22. Your body continues to panic because there's literally not enough food. So the lack of food has also an impact, and you just want to notice what that is for you. If you are somebody who, like one of my nannies, for example, she's told me that she constantly feels anxious out of, like, not a particular thought, just that a lingering feeling of anxiety. She spends 5 hours in my house and she doesn't eat anything. She has coffee and water. 5 hours without eating will definitely on an ongoing basis cause some kind of mental impact to anyone. So to me, having done blood work that tells me what foods create inflammation in my body, and sticking to a diet not to lose weight, not to do anything other than nourishing my body, because now I understand what that does to my mind, it's a non-negotiable. I just eat the way that I know is best. Would I from time to time eat gluten? Unlikely. But would I from time to time eat sugar? Absolutely, I do. And then when I notice the side effects, I just know that it's related to the sugar I ate. I just want to do it at a time that I'm really stressed, because I don't need more. I need less, right? I need to just dim that fire down. So definitely that's something that I do on a regular basis, because I become so aware of that correlation. Hey guys, it's me interrupting your podcast for a moment to personally invite you to work together. If you are a woman who has been overthinking for far too long, if you're feeling a little exhausted of your own mind and just want to have a break, I want you to take that break too. If you want to know how to stop overthinking things or the past, how to stop worrying so much and find that perfect balance between caring and taking care of you, prioritizing yourself. If you feel that your perfectionist mindset is taking the best of you, you find yourself procrastinating on the things that are good for you and really focusing on the things that are not really serving you, like worrying about what others think of you, worrying about people's judgment of yourself. If you've got weak boundaries because of your own needs of being accepted and not rejected, and if you worry about people's perception to the point that you have disconnected from your own identity, from what you like, from what you want, that underlying anxiety caused by overthinking, taking things personally, and carrying the loads of everyone's issues in your own shoulders, hey, I'm speaking to you. I want to get you out of there, my friend. I have been you. I know what it's like to be that woman. I know what it's like to be so sensitive and caring and impacted by the things around you and wanting to keep it all in balance while not actually getting personally negatively impacted. I get it. Been there. There is a way out of this. There is a way for you to live life with healthy boundaries, have really strong, powerful relationships where you get to shine through within your power. It's possible. I do it. I am a living proof example of that. And so are my coaching clients. For the remaining of the year, 2021, I've got 4 spots available for one-on-one work. And if you're listening to this in the month of April, I have just opened a second cohort of my most powerful coaching program, group coaching program, Becoming the CEO of Your Own Life. And as always, you can join me inside Reset Your Mindset, the membership at a really low cost, all of which is available to you. All you have to do is make a decision that life that you're currently living can improve if you just make that choice. So I would love to see you. I would love to support you. I've got a variety of services. They're all in my show notes. You have all the links. Browse around, or you know what? If you actually want to talk with me for 15 minutes, you can book yourself in and we get to have a discussion about what program will suit you best. But from the bottom of my heart, I want you to know that the life of the overthinker, of the person who worries too much, who gives too much, who neglects herself too much, does not have to continue. Just because that's all you know doesn't mean you have to keep there. You know you can do better. I know you can do better. So let's work together. You've done the self-books, you've done the therapy. It's time for a change. Life coaching is for you, and I am excited, genuinely excited to help you navigate through whatever it is that you're going through. Talk to you soon. Another thing that I do on a regular basis is a grounding technique. So whether that is waking up and just taking a few inhales, deep inhales, and a few exhales, like connecting to my breath, or an actual formal practice of meditation or a yoga practice, or walking outside and listening to all the things very mindfully, I do something every single day that helps me slow down. Like my mind, I like to go at a fast pace. And I've noticed that catches up to me at some point. So I have made it a regular occurrence in my life to slow down. Sometimes, if you guys follow me on social media, and if you don't, definitely pull your phone out and follow me on Instagram at Olga's That Way. You notice that from time to time I say, this is my last post for the weekend. I'm unplugging this weekend. And I do an electronic detox, or I completely disconnect from any screens, even TV. By the way, I'm not much of a TV person, so that's an easy one for me to do, but I just disconnect from my screen. My phone is definitely a difficult screen to let go of, and of course my laptop. So I have now understood that my tendency to want to go at a fast pace, because my mind goes at a fast pace, really calls for me to intentionally slow down. And so I found ways in which I like that slowing down. I do have a very regular practice of meditation. Sometimes that's guided, sometimes that's just me in silence, but it doesn't have to be long. And I've noticed that for me, I don't have to sit down for 30 minutes, 5, 10 minutes, sometimes even 8 breaths in and out, me mindfully, is enough to slow down. The key here is the regularity in which I do that. And sometimes when my mind is racing, my body reminds me of slowing down, like it craves it now. Moments of mindfulness definitely help me. Finding happy moments, pleasant moments during my day. So staying really tuned in to find them and then label them. And sometimes saying it out loud has also helped me manage my anxiety. What happens when we're anxious is that our mind is now overreactively looking for the thing that makes us worry, more of that. So, a good way to compensate that anxious mind is by setting the intention in the morning or throughout your week that you're going to focus on the good of the day. So my mind is now actively, curiously looking for pleasant moments. So yesterday, for example, I went for a walk with my son. It was 17 degrees, beautiful spring day. I was not wearing the mask. The sunshine was warming my body up. And I called it what it was. This is a pleasant moment. This is a happy moment. My mind is now scanning for happy moments. Sitting in the hot tub with my husband and a glass of wine, it's a happy moment. And I would say these things out loud. This is a happy moment. Like, I want to make sure my mind notices the happy moments. That has become very definitely crucial for me. And what I've noticed is that by doing that, I've also helped other people around me start noticing their happy moments. So fun for everyone involved. Another element of my day to day, if you again don't follow me on social media, this is news to you, but if you do, you've definitely seen me because I show you every single morning. I exercise. Every morning, I exercise. Guys, exercise have changed meaning for me over the years, and right at this moment is the most committed I've ever been to exercising, to moving. And that's because I've noticed how it supports my mental health, not just my physical health. Like, I love what I'm seeing in my body, like it's becoming so strong, but it does something to my mental health. Happy hormones. Not only the happy hormones, the more I commit, the more I see how many days are under my belt of moving every day, the stronger as a human I feel, the more disciplined my mind feels. It is the practice of doing the thing that I said I was going to do. And when you suffer from anxiety, you have become used to coming up with so many reasons and excuses to not do the thing that you were supposed to do, because you don't want to face any discomfort. So actually getting up every morning, shine or rain or shine, and do my exercise, even if it's a walk, a run, a heavy high intensity training, or a yoga class, I don't care. I don't qualify it. I don't judge it. It doesn't matter. I do what my body feels like doing. But the getting up consistently to exercise has absolutely changed my relationship with anxiety. And I would add the consistency, but also for me, and this is everything that I'm saying is exactly for me, but for me, it has been incredibly meaningful to do it in the morning. It gets done. It's also another way of saying to myself, I'm prioritizing me before I have to take care of my business, of my son, of my husband, of my house, of my dogs. I get into my gym, which is in my garage, and I exercise. And after I'm done that, I feel so ready to take care of anything and anyone that's not me. It's just incredible. I heard people say this before. In fact, my dad is just turned 74, and he still wakes up every morning to run. I've seen this behavior in him my entire life. He never took a break. Never. This guy runs every day. And I've always admired that. And what I'm seeing is a very healthy, mind-wise and physical-wise, 74-year-old. Like, he's way healthier than his friends. He looks way younger. He takes absolutely no medication for anything at all. And he would always say, no, that's my medicine. Exercising is my medicine. So I've heard this concept before, but I never truly understood it until now. Now I can see with sadness what I would stand to lose if I stop moving and exercising. And so that is just the greatest motivator for me. I could not tell you that I am nourishing my body fully if I wouldn't talk about my supplements. So I definitely have in my team a naturopathic doctor and a nutritionist, and they both have prescribed me their own set of supplements. So taking vitamins is definitely how I support my body and my mental health. I take a variety of vitamins. I could tell you what I take, but it wouldn't do you any good. I think that you finding out what you're low on, or what you are not so balanced on is key. So seeing those professionals that can help you with that is essential. And then sticking to those vitamins. I can't imagine not or forgetting to take my vitamins now. Like they're just a part of my everyday. I don't even know how on earth I used to um, function before vitamins. Like amazing. But now I really do see their impact. So I take some in the morning, some are at night, but I definitely take them every day. Do I miss a day or two? Absolutely. I am human. I do miss doses of my vitamins, but that has become an ongoing thing. The key here, as you can tell, is I stopped seeing the anxiety solution as a one time thing. I do it on a regular basis. Now, I used to do therapy for my anxiety, and that stopped years ago. But ever since, I've become really excited to work on myself. Well, it used to be books only, and I do love books, and I do read a lot. Not all of my books are on self help, but a lot of my books are on mindset. I really love giving my brain new things to think about and understanding how the brain works. Currently, I'm listening more than I am actually physically holding a book and reading, just because of my time constraints as a mom. But I've picked up the habit again of reading before bed instead of having a screen. That has really helped me. Reading books that put good seeds in my brain. I'm all about that. And a coach. I have a coach, I've had a coach, and I can't imagine in my adult life going through. I mean, I can. I just love what happens to me when I am having insightful, sparking conversations with somebody, when somebody can call me out on me not sticking to my plans, when I can explore the depths of my limiting beliefs and then make progress. That to me is definitely life changing and has helped me hugely with anxiety. Like I said, I no longer struggle the way I used to. There was a time where what I needed was full on therapy. I am not there. I haven't been there in years, but I still do like investing in my coach. So what I save in gym fees, because I've built a gym at home, I put it towards my coaching, and that's money that I never regret. I'm always so thankful that I've got the funds to be able to support myself with a coach in my life. It just makes everything so much better. That, my friends, is what I do to manage on a regular basis my mental health, to nourish myself, and to meet my needs. It is just what it is just what I need, and I need it on a regular basis to have the results that I like having. Which is, I can't tell you when was the last time I ever had a panic attack or very anxious moment that lasted more than maybe an hour. I can't tell you that. It seems to be such a long, like a history, like such a long memory. I I would say to add to this, I do journal. I journal on Fridays and Mondays, but I wouldn't say necessarily this has been in recent years how I manage anxiety, but it has allowed me to take insights. I notice when it's time to take a break, when I'm starting to feel overwhelmed, when something is off balance. Journaling has given me that introspection that has been the key to making decisions for myself. That is it. So, if you are somebody who thinks too much, who worries too much, I would love for you to start thinking about the life routines that you might need to start thinking about implementing long term, not just in those moments where you feel that something's got to change, but on a regular basis. What are the things? Who are the people? Who is the team? What is it that you personally could begin to do to nourish your mind and body holistically in a way where you're feeding and nurturing all of you, not just the anxious side of you, but all of you. The beauty part is that our system work together. So as you're feeding this part of you, you're feeding this other part of you. And it all just takes it in and loves you for it. And so your life becomes so much easier mentally and physically because you are holistically taking care of all of you. I hope this is helpful. This is definitely coming from my day to day. Like, I didn't make this up. I just had to go over what the things that I do on a regular basis. The big change for me has been the reoccurrence in which I do it, and also the understanding deeply the profound impact that doing this, otherwise simple things, have on my mental health. And then that just buys me into it again and again and again. And it's easy to keep the motivation when you experience the kind of life that I am currently experiencing. It feels pretty amazing. And I would love for you nothing less than that. So get working on finding out what that is for you. Get the help that you need, the supports that you need. It's okay to need supports. It is normal and best to have supports around you. Be unapologetic about getting what you need, meeting your needs where you're at, and just staying open to see your ever changing needs so that you can also adjust to what changes come your way, and you can adjust to give yourself what you need at any given point. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next Monday. Bye for now.